Okay. So basically, if you want to run multiple classes parallelly, right? Parallel classes means at least you should have more than one. Then only you can run the test cases parallelly. So that parallel execution we can achieve by putting the attribute uh, parallel equal to classes or parallel equal to tests or parallel equal to methods. So anything you can run in parallel. Okay. So for that we can use our existing test cases. So whatever we have here. So this one we can use. But this is before test we kept, right? Maybe you can put so before class also if you want, or before test you can keep. But so for this browser, so we have to supply the browser first of all, right? So this one where we are giving a hard coded right here, but this one you are going to give from the parameters. So from parameters you can supply that this parameter value, because you can control so which browser you want to run, which browser you don't want to run that. So that is the one change we'll make for this test cases. So for all these test cases, and then we'll create a parallel classes. So that means all classes will run parallelly. So this one I'm parameterizing this also. So how to parameterize?
Using the parameter parameters.
So at the rate parameters annotation you have to use. So then my parameter name is a browser. So I'm going to give browser as the parameter and string browser. So here we hard coded. I'll remove that hard coded thing and replace with your parameter. That's it. So that's the change we are going to make for all the things, because I'm going to give this browser parameter from XML file. So we'll create an XML file and we'll do that. Similar way here also. So you can make this. So if the values you will give from XML file only. So then you can make it as a at the rate parameters. Browser. So like that you make change for all of them. Here you can just replace. Okay, so 1 minute, I have to call some urgent call. I'll be back in 5 minutes, sir. Okay, so stay on the call. Okay, so this is the change, a small change we have to do. Okay, so once you do this change for all the test cases, then see we are not no hard coding anything. So you will control everything from XML file, TestNg.xml file. So the TestNg.xml file so will help you. So which browser you want to run, which browser, so you want to trigger each test case. Okay, so two test cases we have, right? Now I want to take one more test. I think we have a data. So, but instead of that, let me go to um, one more test case. So I'll do Google suggestions test. So Google suggestions test. So or you can do this also, but so even this also fine. So let me put a at the rate parameters and browser. So that is you just give browser. So here we haven't provided the parameter. That's why it is showing red color. Now that error is so three test cases we have. That's more than enough, right? So three test cases are so more than enough. Let's run them. Okay. So wherever there is a invocation count is there, I'll reduce them. I'll remove that invocation count. I don't want so this one invocation count we are keeping. So I'll take this. Okay. Now okay. So these three classes we am going to run parallelly. So what you need to do extra? You have to create one TestNg.xml, one more. I'll reuse this. I'll just copy and I'll just rename it as a parallel execution. Okay, just rename it as a TestNg parallel. TestNg parallel. So we are running test cases parallelly. So this class also should be there. So it should not be separate. Just cut it and put it there. So because all three classes I am running parallelly. I'll remove this thing. Okay, this required parameters, right? I'll give parameters. So anyhow, we are giving a parameters here also, but I'm going to give parameters here. So and also browser parameter also you have to give. So browser parameter you provide browser and value Chrome. Chrome you will run. So enable these test cases. Okay, let's enable these test cases. Okay. So yeah, this is it. Just you need to change here. One more parameter you need to add, that is parallel. So you don't need parallel. See, parallel equal to classes. See, automatically you are getting parallel equal to classes. So this is the main one which runs all these test cases parallelly, and three Chrome browsers will launch. Each Chrome browser, one class will execute. So that's a parallel. So that instead of running one by one, it will take more time, right? If you run one by one. So instead of that, this will run parallelly, this will run parallelly. So all will finish at a time. So that's the advantage. Quickly you can finish the execution. Basically, you can reduce the execution time with this process. Okay. So let's go and run this test cases, all of them. How to run parallel execution? So you can just right click. So run. See one. So generally it should run parallelly. So exposed is failed. Because it took a lot of time to load that, that's why it failed. See, no such element exception because the login it didn't find it. Hmm. Parallel execution is not happened. Oh, okay, we have to give one more. So why it is not running the thread count? Okay, we have to give, this is the one another. So this is the mandatory. Why I am putting a com? See thread count. Thread count you have to give 3 or 5. So if you have 5 tasks, 5 or 10, you how many you want, how many threads you want to launch. So that you have to give. See, 1, still 1 only. Should not be the case. Hmm. Demo data driven ZK demo depends on methods. Okay, let me change where is the mistake here before class this also. After class. Hmm. Why it is running only one? Even though we have given classes parallelly, test parallelly.
So in line number 16, we haven't closed the
Hmm?
class tag. Line number 16.
Why it is closed, right? This is the closed one. So let me check what's the mistake with the ChatGPT. Why it's not running? Hmm. So thread local concept we have to use. Hmm. So for that, what we need to do is but that should not be the case. Let me change. So in the classes we put, I think some static or okay, this one. So we should not use this one. We don't need this. Mm, just replace with, because these are all non-static functions, and every instance should be unique, but we are making a common. It should not be a common, right? Every so thing it should be unique. Uh, why it is throwing error? Cannot use. These are non-static. So those are not static. I don't know why. All TestNg are non-static only. So TestNg is not a TestNg WebDriver instantiation. You don't need to do with a static keyword. By default, they are non-static. Okay. Still, um, should run. Hmm. Okay. So we'll ask this. Our WebDriver utils is there, right? Browser factory. We'll give this browser factory to that. Hmm. This also we have to do. Okay. Not run classes in parallel. Okay. Okay. Driver. Okay. So basically, a thread local is another Java class. So what it will do, it will provide the each instance one variable. So that's the purpose of this thread local class. So for us, each class one driver instance we need. Then it won't run. So that is so supplied here. Basically here they are following singleton design pattern that we can copy. So a similar thing. Thread local driver they are using. So that's the only change. Let's go and do that. Remaining is same. Okay, so all are similar. Your test will run parallel. Let's see. So if it works or not. Okay. So what is the change? The change is only this one. So before we were instantiating the so just WebDriver, right? Now what they did? So they're making one thread local uh, class object we are creating. That thread local we are going to use it here. So TL driver dot set. I need Chrome driver. I need Edge driver. So we are setting. Then we'll get the driver. So that change they made. Okay, let's try this now. That's the only change. Uh, so to provide each in no browser one driver class, still it is not running. Okay, so let me do a clean install and we'll pass this TestNg parallel.xml in the form.xml. Hmm. So strange.